me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me me in my face, stay in your place, play your position, become my intuition, go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it, here comes respect, his crew's your crew, or they might be next, look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, I stole with them, I mean loyalty, niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas.
Damn.
God damn is right. God damn is right, bro. Dude, just as we're going live, I'm seeing people going crazy on Twitter, per usual. But this time, per usual, it is because Tony Khan has yet again made comments regarding WWE. And so we're going to open this show by talking a little bit of AEW Dynasty. Obviously, we didn't do the, dedicated review podcast for that. But good Lord. So we're going to talk a little bit of Dynasty briefly, give you guys our brief thoughts on it. And man, yeah, we're gonna talk about that in just a second. But dude, good Lord, this man Tony Khan goes out there. He's doing, I believe, some sort of interview regarding the NFL draft, and they're asking him about the type of pile driver he took, and all of a sudden this fucking spirals into AEW being the Pepsi of professional wrestling, and they're going up against the evil Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling, the evil juggernaut, WWE.
Oh. Dog.
Well, at least this time it wasn't on television, but where the fuck did that even come from? They were talking about a fucking pile driver.
You know what's the worst part? That interview was bigger than they were on television, and he was talking about WWE. Never ends, never fails.
Completely fucking ridiculous, bro. And I know Monday is our draft dedicated episode of Unscripted, but we would absolutely be missing the mark if we did not open with the embarrassing episode of AEW Dynamite they had this past Wednesday. And I'm not even talking about the ending, because I know my man Sir K wasn't a fan of it, and for his reasons I understand. I didn't even fucking mind the ending. It wasn't even that. But there are other things on the show that absolutely need to be fucking ripped apart. And also, not to spark a debate or anything, do not ever fucking compare yourself to Pepsi, because Pepsi is the better of the two, and you are absolutely not the Pepsi of professional wrestling. Okay? Let's get that straight. Coke make more money, and Tony Khan, I think we should be comparing your company to the Coke company, if anything. And I'm not talking about the soda, but okay, get out of here. Get out of here with that mess, bro. Pepsi is better than Coke. Do not ever compare yourself to Pepsi, my man. Please don't. But again,
that is true. That is true, Bill. Pepsi isn't even in their company anymore.
Exactly. He was.
He was. Not anymore.
But man, we got a loaded episode of the news here today for you guys, man. And we're gonna get to that right after we get done talking about AEW Dynasty, which was a very good show. But like I said, when we were talking about Dynasty, it's hard to get excited for these shows because going after the following, or no, I said it on Monday. After the show, are we gonna get good Dynamite? And we got this episode of Dynamite that we just got. And again, the show was yet again another embarrassing episode of AEW Dynamite. It was, and again, not even talking about the ending. I'm not. There are things in there. I'm gonna honestly on Monday, I'm gonna leave that one to Sir K to rip apart, because I know he's just chomping at the bits to talk about that segment. For me, it was other things. Personally, I didn't mind the ending, but the show as a whole absolutely just needs to be discussed. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. And like I said, I know it's supposed to be our episode dedicated to the draft, but good Lord, we would absolutely be missing the mark if we did not talk about that episode of AEW Dynamite, man. And what a fucking mess. What a joke that was. But without any further ado, let's hop right into the intro, man, so we can get started on this AEW Dynasty recap. So what is going on, everybody? We're back with yet again another edition of the Notorious Heels podcast, another edition of the news, man. This is episode 211 of the news, and with that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday after Monday Night Raw, we are on here with Unscripted, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, man. And also, after the big pay-per-views for WWE and the big pay-per-views for AEW, so
I can't wait. That whole show, bro. Whole show.
oh man, I'm personally very excited for it myself, man. So, yes, big pay-per-views for WWE and the big pay-per-views for AEW. We will be live right after with the official show review. We actually have a little bit of news on something regarding a post-show in just a second. But also, yeah, if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, that is... Good Lord. How do I always... Oh, how could I forget? Was Becky the right decision? That is episode 192 of Unscripted. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Monday after Monday Night Raw for Notorious Unscripted. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find all 8 of these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful designs, the very best in the IWC, on the merch shop for you guys, man. Again, that is bonfire.com. The link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show, and as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, man?
Doing great, man. I'm doing great. Just been chilling out. I had dental work done earlier this morning. So if you guys see this side of my face acting weird or looking a little weird, that is why. I'm not Sylvester Stallone all of a sudden. The mouth is still numb a little bit. So just telling you guys now. But overall, I'm doing good today, man. I'm doing good. It's going to be a great day, man. It has been a great day so far. I can't wait, man. But I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. The family's good. How is everyone doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing in the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
And I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. Golly. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, bro. Yeah, can't complain, man. Can't complain. Nothing too much, bro. Nothing too much. Just, yeah, just chilling, bro. Just chilling. So, yeah, can't complain, man. And as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Bell, thank you guys for being here. And thank you as always, man. Always appreciate you guys being here. And you guys know what it is, man. So how the hell are you guys doing? And again, thank you for being here. And yeah, man, I can't complain, bro. Can't complain. Just waiting on these pay-per-views to come up. And also, with that, real quick, I know, a lot of you guys been asking for some more Notorious Heels podcast. You guys have been asking for some more Notorious Heels podcast, bro. So we're going to give it to you, but there's a caveat for a couple shows. So, as you guys know, we'll be doing Clash this year, Money in the Bank, all those shows. However, there are going to be some shows coming up that we will be doing a post-show review to. Well, not specifically we. There will be some shows that it's so weird. There will be some shows that I will be doing some post-show reviews to. I'll let Sir K talk about that. I'll let him talk about it in just a second. But the Notorious Heels podcast will be bringing you guys a Backlash from France review. However, it's not going to be the IWC's favorite duo. It's not going to be the IWC's favorite duo. It is going to be just me. So hope you guys, are do enjoy that and stuff, man. Obviously we love having Sir K, and we're gonna miss Sir K for those shows or any other shows. But I know you guys want the reviews. There's just not everything that aligns schedule wise. So I will be doing the Backlash review. And I'll be spinning solo for that episode, man, and possibly some more of the smaller shows. But is there anything you wanted to make clear on that topic, Sir K?
Yeah, man, it's just scheduling issues. Like for Backlash, for example, he's able to watch the show. I'm able to watch the show, but as soon as it ends, I gotta go to the unfun job, and there would be no point in doing a review fucking 9 hours later. You know what I mean? So it's just how it is. It's gonna be great. Gonna be great shows. I can't wait to see them. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Some shows like Backlash I won't be able to make, but we still want to do that review for you guys. So I think that's the best way to do it, man, and I'm excited.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
No, Logan, man. Logan, please pump the brakes, bro. Pump the brakes, man. Please. Please. I don't know about no weekly NXT review. Maybe, if we were having this conversation about 6 to 8 years ago, maybe there would have been some traction behind that, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
NXT ain't really a scheduling thing. It's more of a quality of show type of thing.
Exactly. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for those, man. Yes, I'm very excited to do some of those. And like I said, possibly going forward in the future, that might be the norm for smaller shows. It might be solo review. Now, obviously, I'm not saying all of the smaller reviews will be like that. Obviously, if Sir K is able to make it, he will.
Mm-hmm.
He will. But yes, obviously, Sir K will be here for Double or Nothing. King of the Rings, maybe still a work in progress. Still got a little more figuring out to do with that one. He'll be here for Double or Nothing. He'll be here for Clash. He'll be here for what's the one after Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, all those. Moving on as normal, just the smaller post-show reviews or anything he won't make. We're still gonna make a review for you guys. It just might be a solo review because these shows honestly are just too fucking good, and they're just too fucking good to pass up a review on. I want to talk about them. I know you guys want to talk about them. And if Sir K, if schedules make sense, Sir K wants to talk about it as well. But like he said, it would kind of, be a little stupid if I'm being blunt to go, if the show ends at 2 or 3 o'clock, we're live at fucking midnight with the fucking review. That just doesn't make much sense. Cause if you watch a pay-per-view 9 times out of 10, and I know this cause I used to do this before I had a podcast. But right after that show, what do you want to hear about? Especially if that show was a banger show, you want to hear people talk about the shows right after. So it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world to do. And we're going to give it to you guys, man. So, speaking of a show that we did not do the post-show review after, and it was absolutely intentional, AEW Dynasty. Again, I want to reiterate, not hating on AEW here. I think it was a fucking great show. I really did. I think it was a great show. I watched the show. I think it was a great show, man. Interest level going in obviously wasn't that high. Interest level going in wasn't that high, which is why we didn't do the review, because it's a fucking B-level AEW pay-per-view.
Literally.
So yeah, I don't know. But the opener, the 0 hour opener was Trent defeating Matt Sydal. Now I did not catch the 0 hour other than the last match. But yeah, Trent picks up this victory. Obviously, he's starting his singles run. So
Oh, yeah.
this was obviously just something to get him a singles victory under his belt, I guess. Who fucking knows the last time he got one of those?
Probably wasn't too long ago, probably before Malachi Black got one of his, so I wouldn't be shocked if the number was decent.
There we go. No, yeah, seriously, man. Those AEW pay-per-views, I started watching it at 7, obviously 7 o'clock our time, Central. And I'm just like, man, I like that WWE style where the show ends at 10 o'clock. Or, at the very latest, 10:30. But this show's fucking 11 o'clock, and I'm still watching the show. It's like, kind of annoying. I wish they would start at 6 o'clock like WWE, 6 to 10. Fine with me, bro. Absolutely
Yeah,
fine
that's
with
good
me, man.
pay-per-view time. I'm telling you.
Definitely. So, and yes, I'm excited that you'll be in the chat for Backlash, because it's something different. It's something different. So that's nerve-wracking but exciting at the same time. So, yeah, this
Exactly.
happened.
Even though I'll be at the unfun job, I'll still probably be in chat for most of the show, so you guys know me.
There we go.
Customers can wait.
Oh, Logan. Oh boy.
Dang, you're all of them at this point.
Yeah, the next match on the 0 hour was Orange Cassidy and Shibata versus Shane Taylor Promotions. This match went 12 minutes and 40 seconds, and it was what it was. That's all I got.
Shane Taylor match. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? Is this an ROH pay-per-view or an AEW pay-per-view?
Exactly. The only match on the pre-show I did catch was the 0 hour title for title, Bullet Club Gold versus Acclaimed. First and foremost, is Max Caster really suspended? Because I'm hearing he's suspended, but then I'm hearing he's on Collision this week against Grizzle's Young Veterans, so I don't necessarily know what's going on, but I'm telling you right now, if he got suspended for his rap at Dynasty, which was just not, I can't pull it up really quick. Let me see.
I forgot Jay Lethal was in the company.
Jay Lethal.
Oh, you said Jay. Oh, I thought Jay White. Sorry. At this point, Jay Lethal is more memorable than Jay White in AEW.
Yeah, seriously, and he's not very memorable himself, so that's not saying much. But
Look at AEW, man. Why is he on the pre-show?
Yeah. Okay, so Max Caster said in his he had provocative lyrics. He says, "Switchblade's what I switch. I fulfill your fantasy and I'll make you my bitch. Yo, this dude's just making me sick. I'll violate you so bad you'll have the legal team. You'll have to tell the legal team about the taste of my dick." Again, I don't know if he's actually suspended because he's advertised for upcoming Collision appearances, but I'm telling you, if there was even a thought of suspending him over that, those same people that bitch that Max Caster's too provocative are the same people that say his raps don't hit the same. Because anytime he fucking says anything, people get soft.
Exactly, dude. It's so annoying.
This guy has to fucking proofread his raps to Tony Khan because the internet is soft. It's a rap. Have you guys never seen a rap battle before? With two people just going fucking ham, talking about fucking killing each other, talking about fucking their baby mamas. Have you guys never fucking heard a rap battle before?
No,
I
they
mean,
only
come
watch
on.
wrestling matches.
Good lord, they're fucking soft motherfuckers, man. Golly. Anyways. Okay, I just had to get that out of the way. I didn't put it in the news because I don't know if he's suspended because, like I said, he's advertised for stuff. But, dude, first of all, they said they were going to merge the titles, right? This match says titles for titles. On Wednesday, Bullet Club Gold came out with both sets of titles. So are they merged? Are they just two champions? Are they eligible to be split? And the other thing about Dynamite, I mean, we'll talk about it then, but like, why the fuck is Bullet Club Gold coming out with the pink belts, with the pink acclaim belts?
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, y'all don't have what happened to the original belts? You guys don't have those anymore? Where are they? Did you lose them? Did Tony Khan forget them in his house or something? Does Dave Meltzer have them under a pile of fucking newspapers from the 1980s? Where are they?
Bunch of fuckery going on here, man. Seriously. But this match was absolutely dreadful. Not because of maybe the match itself, but because I genuinely had to fucking watch Jay White wrestle on a pre-show. Yeah, I see this all over Twitter all the time, and I don't really think that feud with the Miz would have been so bad after all.
No, it would have been worth it, man. It really would have been worth it.
Holy fuck. Good lord. Jay White slithers in at the end of this one and gives a Blade Runner to Mr. Daddy Ass and gets the Trios belt for the Bang Bang Gang. Are they Bang Bang Gang? Are they Bullet Club Gold? You know, again, the same fans that don't complain about the constant name changes for Bullet Club Gold are the same AEW fans that, what's her name? Mia Yim Mia Yim. Those are the same fans. I don't know what their fucking name is. Is their name Bullet Club Gold?
Where they said that, Logan?
I could have swore they said
that. Wait.
I think I could have swore Tony Khan said that on like one of the, I think it was the Dynasty media call, the one they do before the show. I'm pretty sure he said they were merging the belts. I don't know. I don't even think they fucking know. Apparently they made their mind up and they're just gonna have I don't know, them walk around with both sets of titles, even though ROH doesn't. Whatever. Does Bullet Club Gold even appear on ROH?
Probably not. I don't know. I wouldn't want to if I was them.
Good lord. What a joke. Bullet Club Gold wins. Who cares? Who cares? Who gives a fuck about the Trios titles? Who gives a fuck about the Acclaimed? Who gives a fuck about Bullet Club Gold? Who gives a fuck about ROH? Who gives a fuck about their Trios title? You get the point. Ridiculous.
Literally, what is the end goal in any of this? That's my question with everything AEW at this point. What's the end goal?
Nothing. There is none. It's about as directionless as half the fucking roster's career. Kazuchika Okada defends the AEW Continental Championship against Pac. This one was a very good match. Very good match. Very good open to the show. Pac loses in 21 minutes and 55 seconds in what was a very good match. It was very good. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the match. It was very good. He went to go for the Black Arrow, and Kazuchika Okada got his knees up, and Pac hit his jaw right off of his knees. Okada then turned him around and hit him with the Rainmaker, and he retained the Continental Championship. And I will say, and I feel like he's gonna do the same thing with Will Ospreay in the International Championship, like he did with Okada. I do like that he's putting these sort of mid card titles on like bigger names, because he does have a very stacked roster. But it's just in the quick fashion he does it. It just looks like he's marking out for himself. But I like Okada as champion. It all just seems so quick, man. It really does.
Yeah, it really just way too quick, man. I mean, Okada's great. He's actually a great person to have with that title, man. He really is. But like that fast, dude, you could have gave somebody else some time to shine real quick before you did it with Okada.
Definitely. As far as Pac is concerned, man, my mind just goes immediately to that interview Triple H did right after he got his WWE release, where he said, if you ask me, I think he's one of the best in the world. And boy, I know Pac got so upset because he worked the Cruiserweight division, and they told him, he was going to move up to Raw and SmackDown and start working the regular talent, and then they fucked him over, and that's why he walked out. Man, I bet Triple H would be so willing to make that fucking promise right. Oh, man.
Imagine him in current Triple H WWE, dude. Him and Walter. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Him and Dragunov.
Oh, him and Tyler Bate. Dude, him and Pete Dunne. Give me a break, man.
Him and Nakamura. No?
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if I'm really rocking with that one. I'm still on Walter. I didn't even realize what you said. I mean, the match would be good, but who gives a flying fuck about Nakamura? The matches are good here. I couldn't give a fuck about the guy, personally, as a character. But man, I really wish this guy could go back to WWE, bro. But regardless, very good match. Hot open to the show. And I really liked it, man. I really liked it. Obviously, Okada is gonna get the victory here. So yeah, this was what it was, and like I said, it was a solid open, and it did, what it was supposed to do. I just don't recall there being much of anything to go off with these guys, which is gonna be a common theme throughout this whole card.
100%. It's gonna be a real common theme of just, it was a match. Where do we go from here? It's kind of the AEW phrase right now.
Definitely, man. So the next match, as for Pac, man probably goes away for another 6 months. A trios.
We'll see him in January.
Exactly. Trios match, man. A trios match. The House of Black versus Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe. What the fuck is this match, first of all? Second of all, the match itself was fun, I guess. It was a pretty fun match. It was just like I said, it's just a fun trios match. No substance whatsoever to it until the end. Mr. Adam Copeland went to run at Malachi Black to spear him. Ref was distracted. Malachi missed at him and then hit him with the end and pinned the TNT champion. So, good old Tony Khan having the champion get pinned. Gotta love to see it. But 100%. They could have this was one of the matches they could have put on a Dynamite Collision or Rampage, and they could have absolutely done with putting some of these matches on there and shaving this card down a little bit. But the match itself was fun. Tony Khan has the TNT champion get pinned, and it looks like he's going for Malachi Black at Double or Nothing, if I had to guess.
I would guess so. Yeah. Which is gonna be nice. Malachi Black finally gets pay-per-view singles match. Which will be nice, but you're kind of, what, fucking 2, 3 years too late at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um, Speaking of the House of Black, the TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart. This one was very short. This one was very short, man. This one went about 6 minutes, and it it was very short. Didn't it was I mean it was okay for what it was. It wasn't a bad match. It was just very short, but I do believe Willow or Julia was working through some sort of injury, so assuming that had something to do with it as well. Julia went to go for the moonsault. Willow got the legs up and then hit her with a doctor bomb, and that was about it. Yeah, so Willow won the TBS championship in pretty quick fashion, and then afterwards we got Mercedes coming out there doing the same thing she's been doing for the past 2 months, coming out there and dancing and doing face-offs and promos. So
Gotta love it, man. The thing she's best at, promos. Love it, dude. Um, but I think Julia Hart was working. I swear I remember it was a while ago we reported that she was working injured. It was like soon after she won the TBS title. I thought I remember it came out she was working injured
yeah,
because she almost had to relinquish, I think. Um, so it makes sense, man. It was just it was just predictable everything the way they did it, man. But we're getting Willow and Mercedes, and it's gonna be a great match. But like 2.5 months for your first AEW match, goddamn.
yeah, yeah. Um. So that was that. The next match was Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. This one was pretty good. Honestly, I think Julia goes away for a little bit, nurses her injuries, and then when she comes back, I could see her feuding with Mercedes, maybe.
I, yeah, I could see it. I could see her wanting revenge, so I would like that.
Definitely. Either that or she feuds with Willow. Yeah, 100% transitional champion. 100. That title is going right to fucking Mercedes at Double or Nothing. 100%. Um,
Oh, 1,000%.
for the International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. Very, very, very good match. Obviously, this is something AEW sold themselves so short on because the history between these two is so rich, and they gave them probably about a week and a half of solid build. And saying the word solid when I'm talking about the build is being
AEW
nice.
solid. Yeah, an AEW solid build, which for WWE solid builds here, AEW it's about right here. So it's not bad. It's just right here. Um, so could have built that massive match up a little more in my opinion, but obviously it was gonna be a good match like any fucking match in AEW ever. So you could really focus on story.
Definitely, man. So this match they told a great story in the match. They told a really good story in the match. They told the story of Roderick Strong hitting a god amount of backbreakers to Kyle O'Reilly, and he hit Kyle O'Reilly with a bunch of backbreakers. So eventually Kyle O'Reilly was not able to hit his moves like, his brain busters and any sort of move where he can lift Roderick Strong because his back gave out. Also, there was the addition of Wardlow. Wardlow kind of on the outside towards the end, kind of distracting distracting Kyle O'Reilly. He was sort of distracting him, so that played a factor, as well as Kyle's back, which Roddy would hit a end of heartache and would beat Kyle clean to retain the international championship. And then afterwards, Adam Cole would come out in a wheelchair and he would stand up and walk to the ring. Yes, he was walking just fine, was Adam Cole. He was walking, came in the ring, and as Wardlow was just kind of standing there, Adam Cole just had this look of disgust and disdain while he was looking at Wardlow. So criminal of me to say, because we are going to tell a fucking story with him being mad at Wardlow
Dude,
that I do not care to see whatsoever.
like, dog, it's what do you do? Why did you put Wardlow in this group, bro? He would have probably been a better time of him staying home, because what are you doing with him? You're gonna have him feud with a returning Adam Cole. Does not make, instead of Adam Cole shooting for a world title, basically like he promised to when he fucking got injured. He's got to go face Wardlow first. What the fuck, man? If I was Wardlow and I saw Adam Cole get up out of his wheelchair, man, here's what I would have done. I would have shotgun drop kicked his bad knee, or his bad ankle, walked to the back and ripped up my AEW contract like a badass. That's what I would have done. But that's just me. There's probably a reason I'm not signed. So it's just me. I would have pulled the Chicago Phil. But we'll see how it goes, man, which probably won't be great.
Yeah. That one went 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Again, very good match. Very poor story. Very poor effort with these two guys, man. Because, again, story's very rich between the two. And we can't be doing this kind of shit, bro. But for the FTW Championship, Hook versus Chris Jericho. In other words, this was goodbye and welcome to the WWE Performance Center for Mr. Hook. Dude,
Basically.
this match was a fucking stinker, man. Holy fuck. This was bad. Now look, I love Jericho. I really do. And man, do I think those crowd chants were a little mean towards the guy? Yes. But I understand where they're coming from to an extent. Because holy shit, is his television bad, and boy, that's another thing we got to talk about on Monday, and we'll get to that. This was bad. This was bad, and unfortunately, it's an unfortunate part of the business, but man, I just don't know that Jericho's contributions are as needed in AEW as they once were. And that's not saying anything bad about Jericho, because he was instrumental to the company's success. And I mean, without Chris, is AEW where it is today? No, it's not. But man, we're at a point, bro, where I don't know that his contributions in the ring are as needed as they once were.
No, I really don't. They needed him at the start. He was a great fucking help. He did so much. His presence really helped the growth of AEW. But, no matter how much I shit on it, which is a lot and will be a lot on Monday, they've grown a lot, and they have probably the best roster, ever assembled. Just wish they used it better. But and they really do not need Jericho in an on-screen form right now, and I think this is the greatest example of that.
Definitely. And I think, I'm not and I'm not saying Jericho, doesn't need to be in AEW, because I absolutely think he needs to be there. I'm just saying I don't think he needs to be there in an on-screen role, because Jericho is one of the only fucking guys back there that understands the importance of having charisma, having a character, telling good stories. That is where Jericho's brilliance is needed.
Yeah.
But again, in an on-screen role, what he's trying to tell and the stories he's trying to tell, they aren't connecting. This match absolutely blew. It was another lame FTW rules match. Jericho ended up hitting Hook in the head with a bat and securing himself the championship. Hook lied there dead. And hopefully that is how he was written off of television to eventually show up in the WWE Performance Center, because holy fuck, I need this guy to learn something other than a T-bone suplex and a sleeper hold.
Literally.
Because he's so talented and you can see the potential on him, and they're just not doing anything other than a fucking T-bone suplex with the guy. This match absolutely blew, and Jericho's the FTW champion. Who fucking cares?
Literally, man. Why are they doing this? And at the end of the day, what does this do for anybody?
Nothing.
Really?
The women's championship. Toni Storm defends against Thunder Rosa. Very good defense by Toni Storm. I did enjoy it, man. I seen a lot of people saying it was one of her best title defenses. It was one of the better ones. I would probably have to think about that for a minute, but it was good. It was a very good title defense. I liked it. It ended with Toni Storm pulling the ring apron in the ring, and as the ref went to fix it, she kicked Thunder Rosa in the cooch, and then she hit her with a pile driver, and that was how she won the match. So she beat Thunder Rosa with a little bit of cheating. She beat Thunder Rosa by hook or by crook. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty good title defense, and I think obviously with Mercedes being targeted towards the TBS championship, I think this is all building up to Jamie Hayter, and the person that attacked Mercedes, I think, is going to end up being Britt.
I could definitely see some variation of that, and I'm intrigued to see how that all is going to go. And it was a good match. And we'll see how it goes from here, man.
For sure. Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. AEW had one of their best matches in company history here with Will Ospreay and with Bryan Danielson. This was, like I said on Monday, this was a banger of all bangers.
It was.
Really no story going into this. We seen Danielson kicking heads in. We seen him doing that old triangle choke where he flexes. Oh, I fucking miss when he used to do that, man.
Yeah.
2021 AEW, man. I miss that. We actually seen that triangle choke countered into a Styles Clash. We seen this cool spot where Danielson started doing the yes chant, and Ospreay took his elbow pad off to do the hidden blade, and both of the two ran at each other to see which move connected first. It ended up being Ospreay. He then ended up hitting a Tiger Driver 91 on Danielson, which Danielson started convulsing, doing his little seizure cell right afterwards. So hopefully he told AEW management about this one, unlike Forbidden Door, where I genuinely thought this man was seizing in the middle of the ring. He hit, and as the ref was trying to call the doctor in, Will Ospreay pulled a fucking Sammy Guevara and did not listen to anybody and just hit Danielson with the hidden blade and won the match. So, I seen our man Logan. I seen our man Logan saying, he thought that the story for Danielson winning would have been better. I can't remember exactly what your scenario was, but one thing I would have liked personally is if the Don Callis family cost Will Ospreay this match, trying to, help him in their heelish ways, trying to cheat, but, discuss, saying, all we're trying to do is help you. And then that ends up being Ospreay losing the match because of their interference, and Ospreay ends up losing the match because of their interference, and that would then lead him to leave the Don Callis family, and then him maybe trying to test himself against Bryan Danielson, and then them obviously, or maybe Will Ospreay and Danielson having some sort of mutual respect for each other to go against the Don Callis family, and then we can resume this at All In, where it would be Ospreay versus Danielson 2, and then we can get, Ospreay, picking up the victory, whether it's for the international championship or whatever the case is. But yeah, that's one thing I would have liked. But yeah, this was a banger of all bangers. This was one of AEW's best company matches ever. And I really enjoyed it. How do you not enjoy stuff like this? Again, as I got to throw this out there. I know the AEW fans are going to hate me for it, but I wish the story was a little richer. But regardless, you can't take away the fact that this was an absolute spectacle. It was a fucking amazing match.
Truly, man, a great fucking spectacle, amazing ass match. And I did like the the story building up was more of Will Ospreay versus Triple H than versus Bryan. That was one of our major problems. But I do like the story after with the hidden blade that they've been telling. They kind of started it with the media scrum, and they actually followed up and made it a point in his events on Wednesday, man. And I actually really like that, man. I like what they're doing with that. I'm interested to see how that all goes with him, Don Callis family, because from what we've seen on Wednesday, shockingly, it actually looks like we're getting the right thing that might end up happening where, Will and, goddamn, I forgot his friend's name, where
Kyle
him
Fletcher.
and Kyle Fletcher, there you go, fuck, where they both leave the Don Callis family. That's the best outcome in my opinion. I hope that's what we get. And I'm intrigued to see where it goes, man. Like we said, could have got a little more rich of a story with Bryan Danielson, other than Triple H going into the pay-per-view. But I'm glad to see what we got, man. It was truly amazing.
It was very good. But yeah, the Young Bucks versus FTR. These four never turn out a bad match. We obviously have one of the greatest tag teams of all time in here. No, I'm not talking about FTR, and no, I'm not joking. I'm talking about the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are obviously one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and FTR is one of the greatest tag teams of all time as well. So obviously, these four are never going to turn out a bad match. And the story here, was kind of a callback to the Full Gear match, the one that FTR lost. The story here was, the in-match story here was that FTR was trying to high fly, and they were trying to wrestle the Bucks style of match, and actually this time, it didn't end up costing them the match. They damn near won the match, and it was because of the scapegoat. It was because somebody ran down to the ring wearing a mask, pushed Dax Harwood off of the ladder, and, security gets this masked figure as fucking Tony Schiavone is saying, her security is so good. What do you mean? He just pushed him off a fucking ladder. If your security was so good, he wouldn't have made it in the fucking ring. Security was so good, they were really on him. What? If they were on him, as soon as he jumped the fucking barricade, they would have got him. What do you mean? Your security fucking sucks. He pushed him off the fucking ladder. But anyway.
Fucking Dax was better security back at the Hall of Fame than you had the actual security that night.
Seriously, fucking boy, let somebody touch Bret Hart, man. There's fucking cash. Fucking punching him, man. Golly.
If only
Good thing
Punk was
Punk
back
wasn't
by
there.
then.
Yeah. Oh, that man would have got fucking destroyed.
What a Shield could beat his ass down.
100%. 100%, man. So they rip the mask off of this mask figure, and it ends up being the scapegoat. It ends up being Jack Perry. Happy to see Jack back. We'll talk about the Elite, or this new Elite, on Monday. But, you know, he's getting escorted out of the arena, and as he's leaving, the camera catches him throwing up the 3 for the Elite. So this was something. This was something, man. Jack Perry is now with the Young Bucks, which is something I was adamantly against, and we'll talk about that on Monday. But happy to see Jack Perry back. I like seeing this back, but man, I would have just loved if the last time we seen him, he was Jungle Boy.
I know.
And
It
the
would have made
next
this
time,
moment
yes,
way better.
and the next time we see him, he's this rogue fucking badass that, you know, gets choked out. But, you know, we'll forget about that. He's this rogue badass who comes back to work wearing all black, just looking fucking amazing. But, you know, whatever. I get it. You know,
Yeah.
but otherwise, the match was good. The Bucks are the first 3-time tag team champions, and I love the match. I thought it was very good. And you know, I like the story they told here in the match, and I don't like the story outside of the match because it was a bunch of bogus shit that didn't need to go down. But regardless, I like the in-match story here, and I'm very pleased with the winner. And yeah, I think, you know, obviously FTR. I think FTR, you know, lost in a way where they you know, didn't look weak or anything at all. So I enjoyed it.
Definitely, man. It was a damn good match. Shocker. Young Bucks produce a good match. I wish they could produce some maturity, but it's a whole different story, man. But great match. Great match. I love what they did there. Right winners in the end. And we'll talk, you know, about this new Elite on Monday, man. It's got many words about it, but I'll save it for Monday, man. But the match was great, obviously, nonetheless, and we'll see how, you know, this all plays out in the coming
Definitely.
weeks, man. And we saw how, you know, it kind of played out Wednesday, man, and that's gonna be a whole story, man. I don't see it on the news list. Did you get the Dak story about after the match?
Was he actually hurt? I thought he was selling.
From Wrestling Observer, at least, he did suffer a concussion during that match.
Damn. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he
There it is.
tweeted about, like, you know, thanks for, like, all the kind words for right now and whatnot. So it looks like it's legit.
Wow.
That sucks, man. I hope he gets a speedy recovery, man. That shit is the worst.
Yeah. Best wishes to FTR Bald. Yeah, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Yeah, for real. Best wishes to Dax, though, man. That sucks for real.
True. FTR Bald, FTR Gun. Both of them,
Oh,
man.
is that what they call cash? Oh, man.
FTR Gun.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. The next match, the main event, Swerve versus Samoa Joe. This match was all right. It was pretty good. Definitely wasn't bad. But yeah, I like the match. I like the match. One thing I do say though, why the fuck did they put Ospreay, Danielson, Bucks, FTR, and then Swerve and Joe back to back to back? Y'all couldn't pace this out. The first half of this show was just like match I didn't care about, after match I didn't care about, after match I didn't care about. And then you saved the last 3 things that I fucking showed up for till the very end. I bet that was exhausting for the fucking live crowd. Pace the shows better.
I mean, it's horrible.
Horrible.
From booking to stories to moments to match cards, man is the definition of blowing his load. Bro just has to just do it all at once and just have fun. Like, bro, we get it. You are off the sugar. We understand. I'm not. I get tired after an exciting match a little bit. I need a break.
Oh yeah.
It would be
Oh
nice
fuck
to get a
yeah.
break.
Do you remember
Especially when
how
you're very
tired we
off.
were after Nakamura won the Royal Rumble?
Oh, dude, we were fucking out of it.
When we were
We're
watching the Bar versus Jordan and Rollins, holy fuck, I'm sitting in my chair like fucking
like,
gasping for an ounce of energy.
bro, when you're excited, especially when you're there live, that shit takes you out, dog. And like, bro, I don't want to watch all the exciting shit at once. I want to be paced out.
Yeah. That sucks, Bell. That really sucks. But what match did you fall asleep to is the real question. I'm very curious to know. But yeah, Swerve and Joe was a pretty good match, man. Joe went to go for like a top rope, like he had Swerve on the top rope, and I think he was gonna hit him with like a second rope muscle buster. Swerve jumped over him, power bombed him, then he hopped back up on the rope and hit him with a swerve stomp. I know. Jericho mentioned it on like one of the media scrums how he loves how AEW does like the triple header. They save the main three things for the last stretch of the show. Dude, it's so ass, bro.
It's
Especially like if you have three things that people are looking forward to, and if you have more, that's even better. If you have three things that people are looking forward to, doesn't it make all the sense to go beginning, middle, end, instead of end, end, end? I mean, come on, man. I just, like, I don't know. But Swerve hit the swerve stomp after, he did the leap over power bomb to, Joe, hit him with the swerve stomp, and, bro, this man, Swerve, makes history in becoming the first black AEW world champion. Congratulations to the man himself. I wish he would have got a fucking more of an important feel, more of a new era feel, more of a Swerve Dynasty era feel on Wednesday. That wasn't the case, but here, Nana was celebrating with him. It was awesome. It was everything we all imagined. The purple confetti coming down. The Swerve Dynasty is upon us. And, man, it was so awesome to see. I'm so happy for him. Joe was an amazing champion. I wish Tony Khan would have took him a little more seriously in terms of putting the focus back on the product instead of the social media aspect of the business. But I wish Tony would have took him a little more seriously in that regard, and I really hope Swerve has the best brain he possibly can, and I wish him nothing but the best. History maker. So proud of him, man.
truly, man, I'm so glad he was able to get that accomplishment, man. He deserves it, dude. And I hope they give him a great run, man. He deserves it. He should have the best run. So I hope he gets it. And like you said, wish it was a little more important on a Wednesday. That's another thing to talk about on Wednesday. On Monday about Wednesday. Just new world champ, man. Just already in the ring, man. Gotta love it. But yeah, man. I'm super excited, happy for Swerve. He deserves every bit of that, man. And I can't wait to see what they allow him to do with that title, man. Because his part will be phenomenal. It's all Tony Khan to see how the quality of it goes.
Yeah. 100%, man. And that was AEW Dynasty. Very solid show. And boy, did AEW shit the bed coming out of fucking Dynasty with that episode of Dynamite they put on this past Wednesday. But that was it for AEW Dynasty, man. And like I said, very, very good show. Very good show, man. I just wish we can really get better at the follow-up, because what have me and Sir K always said about wrestling? What is always the most important?
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up. Something great happens. Oh my God, this is great. This is great. How are you going to follow up? Because those moments will pass you by if you do not follow up.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Follow.
exactly the stat. The first African American world champion was important. How do we follow that up to make that stat even more historic? You got to put on a great championship reign. And what do they fucking do? Kyle fucking Fletcher. Okay.
All right.
Good
Oh,
Lord.
Lord. Good old King Kong.
Good Lord. So, that was that. And now it's time to get on to some news. But we'll definitely go in depth on AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Monday. Yes, not Wednesday. We will go in depth on Wednesday's episode of Dynamite on Monday for Unscripted, man. And okay. Well, look, man. I didn't put it in the news because, at this point it really is all hearsay. But Undertaker, it seems like Undertaker may have accidentally leaked the location to the 2025 WrestleMania, man. He said on his podcast, 6 Feet Under, that he's heard that Vegas is going to be next year's WrestleMania. Goddamn. This is actually looking like a reality. I
think it is.
Because if I'm a betting man, Undertaker probably knows people that are the powers that be. He probably knows some pretty powerful people, some people in the know. He did say, I think that's what I heard. Could have just been hearsay, but shit got me scared, bro. Unbelievable.
Undertaker, he was either, it's literally going to be so 50-50 here. He was either talking about actual sources he has with his friends, obviously still in the company, or he saw that shit on Twitter. He's 100% either talking about one of those two things, and boy, I hope it's Twitter. But at this point, I think it's Vegas, dude. Even though that's one thing I'm also excited for that Backlash review with you, man. If we get that news on that show, man, boy, I cannot wait to see your reaction, dude. That is going to be fucking beautiful, man. Well, it's not going to be beautiful because we're all going to be fucking fuming, but it's going to be, it's going to, every negative has its positives, man. And seeing you being pissed on that post-show review with that news, that will be beautiful. In its own fucked up way, man. So I can't wait for that. We better get that fucking news at that show, dude. If we don't, I swear to dude, if we get this shit at SummerSlam, I'm done.
No, bro, that's gonna be so ass, dude. Because I already know they're gonna be like, tickets go on sale in 2 weeks. Like, bro, what are you, fucking AEW? What are you? Like, tickets go on sale tomorrow morning. What the fuck?
And then tomorrow morning, you're about to hear a fucking report of a bank robbery because that's what I need to do to afford the tickets that fucking fast.
Seriously, bro. Fucking ridiculous, man. I don't know. Just a little update again. Didn't put it in the news because, nothing's for sure yet. And literally Undertaker did say in there, that's what I heard, I think. So, just speculation at this point. But obviously we'll bring you guys the news. Man. But actually, to go off Bell's comments, speaking of WrestleMania in London. So, this gained some steam over the past 24 hours on Twitter. The mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has pledged to campaign for London to hold a future WrestleMania should he be re-elected on May 2nd. He says, via Twitter, sorry, this wasn't on Twitter, but he did make a tweet about it, which we'll get to that in just a second. But he did say via My London, if I'm re-elected on May 2nd, I'm determined to go even further to fully cement London's reputation as the undisputed sports capital of the world. I believe that London has the potential to host the first international WrestleMania. This would then be followed up by a tweet by the man himself, Paul Triple H Levesque, where he quoted a tweet made regarding, WrestleMania in London, and he just said simply, "Let's talk." I know Nick Khan just said for the foreseeable future, but that could also just be Nick Khan not wanting to say anything because there hasn't been legit talks yet with it.
Nope. I promise something you're not working on.
Exactly. There's no point in saying, yeah, we're going to bring it there, and there hasn't even been any talks yet, because you do not know how those talks can go. They could go completely south, and that might not be something you guys want to do, but it's better to say something like that and then surprise the fans with, here goes a WrestleMania in London for you guys, than saying, we're going to do it, because it might never happen, So, bro, I'm not even gonna rant, bro. I'm not even gonna rant about it, because Vegas is a great It's a great venue. That's what pisses me off. I hate that I have this imaginary beef with Las Vegas, because there is no beef with Las Vegas. It's just the fucking year we choose to, the 1 year, all these years, we've been like, we're never going to go to WrestleMania. Obviously, times change. You go back on what you say, like Tony Khan being an on-screen character, you go back on what you say, and you want to go to WrestleMania, and they're going to fuck us out of the location. Pissing me off, man. Unbelievable.
God damn. I'm telling you, like you said, that's the thing that sucks. Vegas is such a dope spot for it, too. You guys hear me talk about the Double or Nothing theme. I love the gambling pay-per-view theme, and a Mania being around a gambling pay-per-view theme. Come on, bro. Come on. If you really want, oh man, that would be so great, dude. The gambling themed WrestleMania. Imagine someone cashing in on that WrestleMania and they made the ultimate gamble and it paid off.
Yeah,
and fucking
Def Rebel will probably put like a slot machine in the beginning of their theme song when they come out, or cashed in. Ching 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 ching.
Well, after today, hopefully they're gone by then. Fucking A, man. I mean, it sucks.
Scamming
It's
Uber drivers, man.
And he's really just scamming Uber drivers. It's wild. But, the mayor's trying to do next level politicking, getting the fat wrestling marks to vote for him. I respect it. I respect the grind. I respect the politicking. And it might work. And if it does, we might get screwed out of 2 WrestleManias in a year. You never know, man. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely. But, bro, now that we're on the topic real quick of Def Rebel, real quick. So I was, just searching through my YouTube sub box, and I seen they started to upload like some of their, newer theme songs, and fucking they uploaded Damian Priest, and I listened to the full version. Oh my God. You had that man. I hope you did not interfere with the schedule of his personal life to fly him out somewhere to do those ad-libs. Because if you flew him out for that, dude, it was so bad. Oh, man. Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about how horrible. I was fucking scarred after listening to the full, just plain version of the theme song, without, hearing it on, with a crowd or whatever. But, man, it's even worse. Oh, man. Get him the fuck out.
I'm telling you, get them out of here, bro, please.
Honestly, I feel like whatever year we do WrestleMania, WWE is going to spring upon us. We're going to bring SummerSlam to fucking Chicago, Soldier Field. Well, I already know with this new Bears stadium, this lakefront stadium, first of all, I don't know where the fuck we're going to park. Second of all, I'm probably just going to fucking I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm probably just gonna park on the fucking shoulder of the E-way, and then we can all just fucking walk to the fucking arena because it's on Lakeshore Drive. So that's probably what I'm gonna have to do because there's no parking. But the stadium is beautiful. Quick side note: the stadium looks fucking beautiful, and we're definitely getting a WrestleMania, 100%.
Oh, 100%. I can't wait for that. Like I said, who knows what we'll park. We'll have to probably rent a boat and then park it right lakeshore.
Who the fuck do they think we are, Tony Khan?
I'm telling you, bro. It was 20
Buy a
con, but then
boat.
like, you gotta rent a boat. We gotta park it next to the arena. Hopefully, it doesn't drift away during the fucking 5-hour show, and it's just stuck in the middle of the lake when we get back. And yeah, you guys might get the review from a boat that time, but we'll probably get a
That
mania
would be
at
pretty
some.
hard.
That would be a pretty dope, even though that shit would just be the whole review of just rocking back and forth, man.
I'll probably ask one of fucking Tony Khan's relatives that's got his boat docked there if we could borrow it for the review.
And if we could borrow his little yacht, let's see it, man. But yeah. So we're definitely gonna get a mania after that's built.
Yeah.
100%.
2028
But
I'm hearing.
okay. But in the meantime, if we're getting anything, I genuinely feel like it is going to be a SummerSlam in the next year,
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 years range, and I feel like it's going to be the year of WrestleMania 42 or 40. Yeah, 42.
Yeah. I really, really do feel that way too. But Royal Rumble, I don't see them giving us a Royal Rumble. I don't.
No.
Unless maybe they I doubt they do. They like baseball. They like baseball stadiums, so baseball parks. So I could see. I don't see them doing that in January because ours aren't indoor. Got Comiskey and Wrigley. So, personally, I would do Comiskey or Guarantee Rate or U.S. Cellular Fee, whatever the fuck it's called now. Just because got to rep the South Side, but. I do understand Wrigley is the more popular one, but even at that, I just don't see. I don't see them doing baseball for the Royal Rumble here in January.
Even if they move it to February, you still can't do that shit.
Exactly. That might be even worse. Some years.
Because half the time with winter nowadays, when I was a kid, it was like snowing by October. Now it ain't snowing until January, so it ain't gonna be a nice time.
Exactly. So, yeah, but I definitely think we'll get a SummerSlam in Soldier Field, for sure. So, yeah, I definitely see that being the case. Oh, that man. Oh, yeah. And I honestly think if WWE does WrestleMania in London, I can absolutely see them going to Wembley, trying to get Wembley so they can out attendance them.
No, exactly. They're 100% gonna try to do that, and it's gonna be hilarious, dude. When it Drew McIntyre making jokes about how he's gonna get tattoos of the audience and shit. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. But yeah, man. So that is the news on WrestleMania possibly being brought to the UK, more specifically to London. Yeah, man. So that's the news on that. Going back to AEW for what I believe is the only AEW story we have here today. Jeff Hardy. Fightful Select revealed behind their paywall. Gotta love the paywall. They provided exactly. Providing an update noting that Jeff Hardy's deal with AEW is set to expire sometime in spring of 2024, based on what Hardy told other talent in recent conversations. At TNA Rebellion 2024, Broken Matt Hardy made his return to the company to lay out the TNA World Champion Moose after his main event win over Nick Nemeth. This led to some fans wondering if former Brother Nero, is going to be joining Broken Matt Hardy in Total Nonstop Action. Well, I don't believe that Matt Hardy is signed to Total Nonstop Action. I believe he said he can go anywhere, and that's exactly what I think he will do until Jeff is a free agent, and then I can easily see them going back to WWE.
Definitely, definitely, man. Second, Matt said he's not actually signed to TNA. He's just there right now. I knew that instantly. He's just gonna be floating around everywhere until his brother's deal is done, man. So whenever that's done, we'll definitely get those two back in WWE 100%. Speaking of TNA Rebellion, see how many pay-per-view buys they got?
I did not. Oh, no.
They got a whopping 500 pay-per-view buys.
Oh,
Jaw
what?
dropping. 500.
No fucking way.
They got 500 pay-per-view buys for TNA Rebellion.
Golly. 500. Fuck.
Good old TNA, man.
Jeez. Jumping over to some WWE news, man. Jumping over to some WWE news. Pretty old news by now, but obviously it still needs to be talked about. As of, I want to say this came out either last Friday or last Saturday. Fightful Select is reporting the real reason why 5 WWE superstars were released yesterday. Okay, so yeah, this was Friday. Golly, okay, I just got my words so tangled. Okay, Fightful Select is reporting that the real reason why the 5 WWE superstars were released, Xia Li, Jinder Mahal, Sangha, Veer, and Zion Quinn were released is because one key factor with the lack of television appearances attributed to creative challenges and finding substantial storylines for the effective talent. So Xia Li, Jinder Mahal, Veer, Sangha, and Zion Quinn were released from WWE, and it looks like the reason was just because creative didn't have nothing for them. Also, we would then go on to find out later throughout the week that Von Wagner was released by WWE, and the next day, we would then find out that Cameron Grimes was also released by WWE as well. And Cameron Grimes said recently on Busted Open that he talked to a high executive in WWE recently who told him that he would always have a job here.
Dang. Yeah, corporate side never changes at the end of the day. Well, at least he didn't get garbage bag and stuff, man. So at least he can say that, man. But it sucks, dude. It really sucks. I also saw he was talking about how he believes the fact that he was a Triple H guy really hindered his success when Vince was in the company and running it. And it's just horrible to see how everything played out with him, man.
Definitely. I will say, though, the one thing about, releases nowadays, dude, is professional wrestling is we're not in a pandemic. We're not in a pandemic where you're releasing a bunch of people who have absolutely nowhere to fucking go. You're releasing people who have, obviously AEW, but they're MLW, TNA, Indies, NWA, AAA, CMLL. I mean, there's so much wrestling out there for these guys to go. New Japan, Noah. There's all these places, man. There's so much places for these guys to go, man, and there's no shortage of work. So, this could, like Matt Cardona said, in the last wave of releases, this could be horrible for you guys. This could be the end of your career. Or it could be the start of something
Exactly.
new. So to all these people, I wish them the very best, and I think they will do just fine. I think they will do just fine. Cameron Grimes, man, I feel so bad for him, man. That man was not even given a fucking chance.
No. Fucking drafted and never used, man. And they release him, man. Criminal. Criminal. But all these guys can't find success on their own. And I know some of them definitely will, man. So I can't wait to see how they do.
Definitely, man. But yes, I wish them all the best, and there's so much for them to do, man. There's so much for them to do, and I think they will do just great, man. So, with that, speaking of the era of WWE we're in, some things obviously don't go away. Some things are unfortunately part of the business, such as releases. But there has been some great changes going on in WWE, being that the Wrestling Observer reports recent Rock promos as well as Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech are considered in WWE internally to be the official end of the PG era. And with that, Luke Gallows recently mentioned in a recent interview that talents in WWE are now allowed to be WWE wrestlers, and they do not have to say sports entertainment. So, for all the things and all the unfortunate part of the business that does suck, such as releases, there are great parts, such as things like this going away and talent being able to be more free.
No, exactly. It's great, dude. I love this news. I hope it, reigns true on television, man. And I hope we get to see people in their truest forms, man.
100%. 100%, man. So that was, yes, that is the news on internally. It looks like this is the official end of the PG era, man. And, yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it for a while, but it's now official, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know what that man Jinder Mahal's gonna do. Hopefully something. Hopefully something, man. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, this could be the end of their careers, but it also could be the beginning of a new start, a new lease on professional wrestling for them. And WWE wasn't doing much with any of these individuals anyway, so hopefully they can actually
do something by
exactly
themselves, man. And for what Jinder's gonna do, is gonna squash the beef with Tony Khan, and we're gonna assemble the ultimate group. Jinder, the two guys that also got released in WWE, forgot their names.
Veer and Sanga.
There you go. And Satnam Singh, bro. We about to get the new NWO, dude. Shit's about to go insane.
There we go.
Love it.
Be even more beastly than the Elite.
Exactly, dude. Fucking
The Bloodline.
Kenny Omega boom. Fucking
Exactly.
Bloodline boom. Fuck out of here.
So, actually, going back to the old era of WWE for a second. I know we're out of it, but Jey Uso recently said in an interview with Gorilla Position, he revealed that his rivalry with Roman Reigns in 2020 was supposed to be The Fiend. The Fiend was originally supposed to be the Tribal Chief's first rival as Universal Champion, but plans changed. Man, isn't this crazy to think about? I honestly think a couple things happened here. Well, first of all, I think this was a case of Vince. All of this, you know how Vince usually every year after SummerSlam likes to put on like WrestleMania level stuff for no reason, and it doesn't fucking hit at all, but he thinks, that this is like WrestleMania stuff. I think this played a factor into that, and I also think, if I'm being honest, I think it was a little bit of Roman maybe not wanting to have it come off as if he's burying the Fiend.
I think so.
Because they were both two very relevant characters at the time, and I think it had to do with Roman wanting to tell something a little more focused instead of going into something where the Fiend just has to get squashed and make him look worse. And I think Roman made the right choice by doing the feud with Jay instead.
I think so. I think the right choice was made. And I'm glad with the choice we got, man. The what if is dope as shit. That's always gonna be a great what if now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the right choice was made, man.
100%, because everybody knows how great that feud turned out with Jay, the original feud with Jay and Roman. So that was that. That was that, man. So moving moving on here, man. Some actually, speaking of the bloodline, speaking of Jey Uso, that same interview with Gorilla Position, Jey Uso had said that he feels like his WrestleMania match against Jimmy was a huge letdown, and was one of the major reasons he feels that way is because he was told shortly before they went out through the curtain that their time was cut. I don't know what happened earlier in that show, but this absolutely sucks. This absolutely sucks that he feels that way, because I know that's not what anybody wanted. That's not what anybody hoped for it to turn out to be. Unfortunately, that's how it did turn out. Wasn't too memorable. And that sucks, because they wanted to put some serious emotion and put on an absolute banger into this. And for that, it really does suck. It really, really does. And unfortunately, there's nothing we could do about it now, man. It happened, and it sucks. And the only way to move is forward. And I think with this story they got coming up, I think they're absolutely going to redeem themselves in the story of getting these two back together.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I don't think more time could help that match, to be honest. I think it was just a chemistry thing. I think WWE should have been like their third or second match together. I think that was the real cause of it, man. But they did get their time cut, so that sucks, man. But at least they're all old enough to admit, it's not what we expected to put on, man. I respect it.
Definitely. And yeah, I do appreciate his honesty and his, him just being very real about the situation. And it is something that really does suck from a performer perspective, for sure. You want to go out
Yeah.
there, you want to put on the best show possible. Unfortunately, you can't have your best shows every night, your best showings every night. So it happens, and it's something that sucks, but all you got to do is focus on getting the next one. So, speaking of Jimmy Uso has been sidelined with an undisclosed injury. Per Fightful, his timetable for his return is currently unknown, which explains why he did not appear on either of the WWE draft pools and will not be drafted to a brand.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. He is injured. I wish him speedy recovery with whatever it is, but they're gonna have a surprise return to whatever fucking roster Jay is on, which I feel like who knows at this point, man. Who knows how this is gonna go? But he's gonna be returning to wherever Jay's at, 100%.
Definitely. And yes, I do think all the bloodlines getting drafted to one brand. I personally think it's going to be Raw, but yeah, I think they're all getting drafted. I think they're all getting drafted to one brand, and whenever Jimmy comes back, he's definitely going for Solo and Tama Tonga, and that's going to be wherever Jay lands too, I believe. So Jimmy is injured, and hopefully he can come back soon, and they can get this thing rocking and rolling, man, because it is going to be fucking great. Speaking of some more bloodline news before we jump back to some more injury news. PW Insider originally reported that Jacob Fatu will be debuting in WWE within the next week or possibly this week during the 2024 WWE Draft. Then it would come out that PW Insider reported that Jacob Fatu is no longer slated to be at the forthcoming WWE Draft related TV tapings this week, so he won't be expected at this time necessarily as some in the company originally expected. There is a plan put in place with the Bloodline, but everything is laid out in a meticulous manner, and there is no rush on his debut. Honestly, I don't even know why some in the company would think that he would be coming up in the draft. This man is obviously having a shock debut, and personally, I think it'll be Backlash or maybe one of the shows after Backlash or whatever, but I think it'll be one of those shows, and I could even see it in the manner of them costing Jey Uso the World Heavyweight Championship.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I see some variation of that. But I can't wait, man. We got Jacob Fatu coming in. Can't wait to see that, man. He's gonna be great. And I love what they're doing with the Bloodline here, man. Love it again. Keeping it real fucking interesting.
Definitely. And it looks as if they put in a trademark for MFT. Speaking of the Bloodline, so yeah, and it looks like that does stand for My Family Tree. So maybe they're not going to be called the Bloodline 2.0, maybe called the Family Tree, or I don't know what they're going to be called, man. But they did put in a trademark for MFT, so could be seeing the Bloodline versus the MFT, man. So yeah, should be interesting. But yes, Jacob Fatu is imminent, and I cannot wait to see how that version of the Bloodline comes off on television again, to then see Roman and all those guys, Roman and the Usos get back together and clash with, Solo's version of the Bloodline. It's telling you, man, we are in store for some really fucking good stuff with this whole Bloodline story.
Definitely, man. Definitely. We really are, man. See Bell's comment? I looked and I found it, man. And it's true. Just dropped.
Really?
Shit. Yep. Vince McMahon, per sportico.com, he has officially sold all of his shares with TKO and WWE, having no ties to the company no more.
Oh, good riddance. Good riddance.
Good riddance.
He was not able to destroy the company before he left. Actually, I heard he's completely moved on. Well, I mean, clearly now he has, but the last thing I heard about Vince was that he's completely moved on and he was taking trips in Italy or whatever.
Hey, man, good riddance.
Yeah, seriously. My fucking Tonga.
Hey.
Motherfucker Tonga.
Exactly. That's what it was,
says.
bro. Motherfucking time. That's what it was, bro. Apparently not.
Yeah.
But, well, no end to PG. Maybe it has a chance, man. I'm gonna keep my hopes high.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing the news, Bell, and yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome news. Looks like Vince is done, bro. So good riddance, man. Good riddance. We are in a new era, and if WrestleMania weekend was evident of anything, that was the fuck Vince weekend.
Oh,
They were, especially with all the stuff Paul Heyman said. With all the stuff Paul Heyman said about, with all the stuff that he said about, Triple H got in the driver's seat for a place that desperately needed leadership. All that shit was a shot at Vince. So it was very evident then, but it is official It is official now, man. Sold all them shares and fucking good riddance.
Good riddance, man.
Yeah, I did hear about him coming back with a bunch of puppies and cats that he sold to his friends or something. A bunch of weird stuff going on. A bunch of randomness going on in Vince's life nowadays, I guess.
Man, you're losing it. Goddamn.
He really is. But, yeah, man, jumping back to some more injury news, unfortunately. The Wrestling Observer reports that Dominic Mysterio will have to undergo surgery for an elbow injury, which could keep him out of action for up to 9 months. But then, Dominic tweeted out, "No surgery for this guy." So, looks like that's not true. So, not really, I guess, too sure what's going on with Dominic.
Well, from what I took from that is that he is injured, and he just got the news that he doesn't have to get surgery.
Yeah. So
That's what I took.
exactly. So I'm assuming the 9 months timetable is with surgery, without surgery. Obviously, not too sure where his timetable sits, but it looks like Dominic is sidelined too, as on Monday he was sporting a cast on the left arm, man. So looks like Dominic is right on the shelf with his mommy. So this sucks. This sucks for him, man. It really does, and I wish him a speedy recovery.
Really, man. WWE getting hit with that injury bug all over the fucking place, man. And I hope a speedy recovery for him. Truly.
Definitely, man. Another injury, another unfortunate injury, man. PW Insider is reporting that Drew McIntyre suffered a badly hyperextended elbow at WrestleMania 40 and has been working through the injury. He hasn't wrestled much since then, and it makes a lot of sense. He did wrestle the Raw after WrestleMania, which obviously that's where he lost to Punk, or he lost because of Punk. He lost to Jey Uso because of Punk, and it looks like he's still willing to, tell the story on TV, and hopefully, hyperextensions, sometimes can't be the worst thing. A lot of times it just takes, physical therapy and just kind of getting back to where it used to be. So, hopefully he's not out too long, and because he's still on TV and, they haven't made his injury evident and all, he's kind of just been this fucking pissed off. He's just been super pissed off and just, doing his thing, not really wrestling or whatever, is a good sign that he shouldn't be on the shelf too long.
Definitely, man. I don't think he'll be away from the ring for too long, man. And I hope that's the case, man. Hope the best.
For sure, man. So, speaking of Monday Night Raw, this past episode of Monday Night Raw, we seen Kaiser turn on Vinci. Well, what are the plans for Imperium, you may ask? Fightful Select is reporting that Gunther is expected to stay together with Ludwig Kaiser, despite the betrayal of Giovanni Vinci this past week on Raw. So you mean to tell me you broke up Imperium just to keep Kaiser and Gunther together like they were before Vince, before Vince left power?
Like, what are you doing here, bro? You're back to square one with them, with the group as a whole. It's not a group anymore. It's a singles guy and now a singles tag team guy. Like, what?
One of the fucking best tag teams in the company. What a fucking stupid decision. And I kept seeing people say, well, maybe they could add Dragunov in there for the time being to build to an eventual feud with Gunther. You broke up. Why exactly? Why didn't you just, if you wanted to do something like that, why didn't you just have him join them and just be a part of the stable and still have Vinci with Kaiser so they can be a fucking good tag team and just take them seriously?
I don't get it, man.
What are you gonna have Dragunov and Ludwig Kaiser as a tag team for a little bit? Who the fuck wants to see that? I don't know, man. This was stupid. This was a stupid decision, and I don't like the sounds of Gunther and Kaiser together anyway. I didn't understand it before Vince left. Oh yeah, and did you hear Cameron Grimes talking about how there was a power struggle between Vince and Triple H?
Oh yeah, you know it. Everyone knew it. It's all just getting confirmed now.
Crazy how the truth always, but Vince wasn't in power, according to some.
No,
Man.
not at all. It's completely different now that he's actually gone. But
Yeah.
he wasn't in power for that whole year.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like the decision here at all. I don't understand the logic to break up Imperium. It didn't make any sense then. It still doesn't make any sense now. I hate it. What is the point of just having these two guys together?
I don't get it.
I don't either, man. Speaking of another Monday Night Raw superstar, Finn Balor. Finn Balor has confirmed Fightful's report that he has signed a multi-year deal with WWE. He did reveal via Twitter that he is not going anywhere, and he will be staying with the WWE. And man, I seen a lot of AEW fans are really upset with this one, man. What happened to all those Prince Devitt is coming all in? Yikes.
Oh, dude, those fans' reactions were hilarious.
Oh, they were pissed.
Everything you worked for, Prince Devitt. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Come on. I hate these fans, dude.
I really do. Finn is staying with the company. I'm not gonna lie, man. He could have absolutely been one that I see to go. Or I could have at least seen him weighing options.
I could have.
Not necessarily. I didn't necessarily think he was gonna go. I thought he would have maybe been one to kind of look at the field.
Yeah.
A little bit, or at least send out feelers, maybe to get more money out of WWE. Maybe, but am I surprised he stayed with WWE? Not in the slightest. I'm not surprised at all that he stayed with WWE. And yeah, Prince Devitt is not going to be at Wembley, guys. I'm sorry.
He's not, man. I hate to break your guys' hearts.
Definitely.
Prince Devitt is no more.
So, yeah, and I absolutely see Triple H absolutely wanting to utilize him and give him another proper run with a world championship on the main roster. Hopefully after we get done with all this Judgment Day stuff, which probably is going to be postponed a little bit, at least until Rhea Ripley comes back. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of some more very interesting news, man, the FTC has voted a 3-2 ban for non-compete agreements for employees. This could potentially be huge for all workers, but especially professional wrestlers. With this new rule, when a company releases a talent, they would be free to go anywhere, anytime they want. No longer would have to adhere to a 30, 60, or even 90-day non-compete clause. The rule is slated to go into effect in 120 days, but the future is uncertain, as pro wrestling business groups are expected to take legal action to block its implementation. Things could be very interesting in the world of professional wrestling pending the implementation of this new rule.
Ooh, love that, dude. I hope. I doubt they'll be able to successfully sue them. I feel like it's gonna be both WWE and AEW suing them to try to get that shit. But dude, that sounds amazing to me, bro. I love the sound of that shit.
I do too. Now it does say some businesses, some pro businesses are going to try to take action to block it, but hopefully it doesn't get blocked, because that is a great that is just a great thing that's going on. I mean, the whole non-compete thing is always been pretty stupid to me. It makes no sense. For the longest time, it just seemed like maybe something WWE tried to do to get people to lose steam, before they hit the scene again. But if the banning does go through, which I really hope it does, nothing but good things could come out of that for the talent.
That shit is gonna be dopish. I can't wait for the day they're having a back-to-back pay-per-view and someone debuts back-to-back. That shit is gonna be insane. I can't wait for that type of shit. I can't wait. I love the sound of that.
Definitely. CM Punk gets released at All In. He shows up a week later at Payback.
That shit would have been insane, bro. That shit would have been crazy.
That would have been so hilarious. But could possibly be seeing stuff like that in the near future, man. So moving over to our final story for the day, final couple stories. It seems like MFT is my family tree, modern family tree I could see.
It's my motherfucker Tama. Check it.
Okay.
What?
I don't think. I think that's just Sir K's definition of the word. I think it's got something to do with family tree for sure. But yes, our final stories for the day, man. The WWE draft. Well, according to Fightful, they are reporting that it looks as if Baron Corbin is planned to be drafted back to the main roster.
Look at that.
This could be very good, or this could be very bad.
Let's get him in that final testament.
God. That fucking group's already bad enough. Again, it could be very good for him, or it could be very bad because he could just sink in a roster that is
Right, good.
probably a little too talented for his skill level. But PW Insider is then reporting that WWE is reportedly considering calling up Tony D'Angelo and the family in the upcoming WWE draft. This one I don't know about. Is Tony D and Stacks, ready? You could say they are. Personally, I think they could use a little more polishing. But if any two out of that group are ready, it's those two. The other two, they're good, but they are fucking brand new. And not brand new, damn near, to the group. They're good. The group's got potential. I think we keep them down there. I honestly think we bring the family up in next year's WWE draft. I don't think we bring them up this year at all. I think that would just be a completely stupid decision, to be honest.
I get you.
Metric fuck ton.
Okay, I like this.
Maybe that's what it means, man.
Metric fuck ton. I like it.
And with that, man, we got the draft rules for tonight. WWE posted this on their social media pages this past week. As you see on your screen, here are the rules for the 2024 WWE draft. So on SmackDown, there will be 4 rounds, 16 total picks. So four picks per round. 4 picks per round. On Raw, there will be 6 rounds with 24 total picks, I believe. Unless I'm an idiot, that's 4 picks per round as well. Champions on each brand are protected This is something new. Champions on each
Mm-hmm.
brand are protected. The women's tag team champions are eligible. SmackDown will pick first on Friday. Raw will pick first on Monday. And the rosters lock on Monday, May 6th. So the rosters will be into full effect on May 6th. SmackDown one kind of scares me because I believe Roman Reigns and the Bloodline is in the draft pool. I don't know if, personally, I would have left Roman Reigns off of there and just had him return wherever you draft the Bloodline because, so that one kind of scares me. That one kind of scares me because, like I said, if SmackDown picks first tonight, honestly, I don't really see them. I mean, how do you not pick Roman Reigns first? I mean, like, logically, unless we're going to have another stupidly put together draft like we did last year where the fucking Street Profits are getting drafted before the Intercontinental Champion.
Hopefully not. Maybe they're going to take into account his, hiatus status right now, technically.
Right.
Maybe they want to, draft a fully, in the now. They're here this week, next week, that guy first. Maybe that could be their excuse. Even though 16 people, and I would think I would still scoop up Roman fucking Reigns, but we'll see how it goes.
Definitely. But,
It's interesting, dude. I do like champions being locked. I like that aspect. It protects the champions greatly. You don't got to book around, the champions being drafted first and whatnot.
so stupid.
It's so fucking
Such a wasted pick.
literally, dude. Obviously, drafting a fucking champ. Especially back when they actually had like the brand titles. That shit was so stupid. Yeah, Raw fucking picks the Raw tag champs fucking 8th. Like what?
Definitely. Yeah, it's, Raw drafts the SmackDown Women's Champ. So stupid. But now that Bell says it, that could be something they could do. Nick Aldis could purposely give Roman Reigns and the Bloodline to Raw because he doesn't want to deal with them. Because he just told Paul Heyman, whatever that was, you need to handle it before I do because you don't want me to handle it. And I could personally see Nick Aldis purposely being like, yeah, honestly, you could fucking have him. And then I could see something like that, which would be pretty nice, man. But I really do love the idea of the big one out of this draft rules, as I'm going to put it on your screen again. Obviously, the big one is champions on each brand are protected. I personally love that. And I also love how, SmackDown gets the first pick on Friday and Raw gets the first pick on their show. I like that a lot. I like that. I like that a lot. And I really mess with it, man. I really do. Monday's draft pool is obviously a lot more heavy. It's got a lot more names on it. As to this draft pool tonight that we're seeing, got Braun Breaker, it's got AJ, Andrade, Jay, LA Knight, and Rollins and the Bloodline, pretty much, and Randy Orton. Those are pretty much like the only big names on there. You could say Sheamus as well. Monday's got the Punks, Ciampas, Garganos, McIntyre, Judgment Day. Braun Strowman's on there, so he could be returning. LWO, LDF, it's got all those guys on there and stuff. So Jade, CM Punk, all those guys are on there. So Monday's probably going to be, a little bit more of, just more picks kind of show. Usually the Monday show is always the more intriguing. But I'm really messing with this year's draft picks, and I'm very interested to see how it comes off on television.
100%. I wonder, see how they're going to do it this year, if they're going to do it logically, with the pick wise. And I'm intrigued, man. I can't wait. I love the draft, and I can't wait to see how it goes.
100%. And with the final story, man, Fightful Select reports that there is a fear within NXT that the brand may be picked dry in the WWE draft. There's also concern that that WWE may be calling talent up without a plan. Personally, I don't really see Triple H doing much of that. I don't really see Triple H doing much of calling people up without a plan. I do think there's going to be people that might take a minute to pick up. Just because you can't, pick everybody at one time, but I doubt he runs the brand dry. I think the people from NXT we see get drafted are the people that get drafted are the people that are, been, what am I trying to say? I think the only people that get drafted from NXT are the people we've anticipated, the people that are long overdue, maybe one or two surprises thrown in there, but please don't be fucking drafting people like Odyssey Jones again this year when you have absolutely no plan for them. That one was stupid, and there was a couple of them that were completely fucking stupid, but
What's the word about Odyssey Jones is he's in the draft pool picture this year too.
He is. Yeah, he is. It makes no sense, but I really hope people like him are drafted back to NXT and we get spared of this is the first year it's completely Triple H, so hopefully we get a better outlook on this stuff, man, because that man absolutely had no business on the main roster when he could have been developing an NXT. So, I don't really mind like Braun and Jade Cargill. I like the everybody is fair game, aspect of it. I get what you're saying, but I just like how I like the aspect of unless you're a champion, you're fair game. So I get what you're saying. They shouldn't have signed them until.
No.
Yeah, exactly. They I don't know. People shouldn't be signed until after the draft when, it makes sense to sign them. People shouldn't be signed right before the draft.
2 months before the draft.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I personally don't mind it, and I like how everybody is fair game at the end of the day. So, but I understand. I do get why you say it's a little illogical because it is. People shouldn't be signed a month before we're gonna do a fucking complete overhaul of a draft. It doesn't make sense. I get it.
Exactly, man.
But yeah, man. So that is all the news here for today, man. That is gonna do it for that. Yeah, seriously, they're giving the old Tony Khan contracts, Logan. They're giving the old pay by appearance deal that Tony Khan's handing out.
These contracts and shit.
I guess so, man. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. That is gonna do it for another great edition of the news, ladies and gentlemen. This has been episode 211 of the podcast, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Logan, Bell, Durante, thank you guys for all being here as always, man. Call of Zombies, thank you guys for all showing up as always. And with that, that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. And we'll see you guys on Monday with the draft edition of Notorious Unscripted.
Peace.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold. When that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone. The black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless.